This episode is sponsored by NordVPN. Welcome back to episode 9 of restoring this Massey 1915 steam hammer. In the last episode, we created the world's most unique Bridgeport mill setup. Just delightful. Since then, I've actually gone ahead and thrown some bolts in the base, replaced the wood shims with steel shims. There's the rough proof of concept that we could do this is kind of there, but everything is vibrating a little bit too much. Further to that, as much as I hoped that a ton and a half of cast iron would kind of just stay put, even just a little slap, has that thing vibrating all over the shop. So you know what we need? We need a better base for it. Oh, bloody hell, that didn't do anything. Oh, it's heavy. Look at that delightful hunk of steel, folks. You thought I was the hunk of steel. Nah. It's this bad boy. Oh, Jamie, you got to put the camera down. It's gonna be a two-man lift. Remember, lift with your back. Good. And down. At least we didn't buy this tool in vain. Got a use for it. That's heavy. All right, so here's what we've got. Hopefully this thing is going to be a lot more rigid. Now what I've gone ahead and done, I put this threaded bar in place. It's M20, about 3/4 inch. We've got them stuck up on the hole centers for the power hammer base so that we can then level it from here, hopefully relatively easily. Get it exactly where we need to go, crank it down, happy days. I'm an idiot. I should have designed this in such a way that I had room for the forks. Here, we're gonna be able to get a fork lift in to lift it up, but if we then lift that up, I can't then lower it down without hitting this. So we're gonna have to put it on the base with these nuts way up here and then one by one loosen them down. It's gonna be such a nightmare. Oh. Right, we haven't even bolted it down. It's not shimmed, nothing. Let's see, is it any better? Yeah! That's already better. Get in. Right, let's twist these nuts down. All right, now I'm gonna level the anvil. Ugh.
After all of this leveling,
Yep.
would you rather have the power to be able to level anything in 60 seconds or never have to step foot in a grinding room ever again?
Level everything in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
That'd be so useful. Ah! God, don't you hate when you knuckle yourself when the thing comes loose? Oh. Level, level. Ready to see, have we made any improvements on our rigidity? Or was this just a colossal waste of a day and a half? Check it out. This is more rigid than it has ever been. Now, it doesn't mean that we're through the storm yet, because of course, the head of the Bridgeport is doing a whole lot of wobbling because of all the little points of wobble that can exist. From the flex of this, to the flex of the table, to the slop in the ways, endless opportunities for twisting and wriggling, but I know that this is gonna be better than the last try, or at least I hope, so let's find out how it goes. But before that, real quick, I've gotta tell you about how to stay safe on the internet. It's with today's sponsor, which is NordVPN. They're a virtual private network, which means that they have over 5,800 servers in 60+ countries that act as an intermediary between you and the websites you browse to help keep you safe. This is because, thanks to a handy-dandy app for your mobile or your computer, Nord will encrypt the data that goes between your device and their servers, meaning that anybody that tries to perform a man-in-the-middle attack is going to see encrypted mumbo-jumbo. So this provides you with privacy as well as keeping your data safer, but it also provides a huge amount of flexibility in how you browse the internet. If you've finished your favorite streaming service, you've only finished it in your country. Take to the app, swipe across, change countries, and find an entirely new catalogue of shows to enjoy that wouldn't otherwise be available for you. It's incredibly useful when you're traveling, and frankly essential to keep you safe if you're ever going to log on to any sort of public Wi-Fi. And so please go to nordvpn.com/forge to get started, where you're going to get a huge discount and 4 additional months for free. nordvpn.com/forge. Go sign up, and thank you to them for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to it. Somebody had a really good idea in the comments, actually, to try and visualize how much sag this machine is having over the length of its 9 inches of travel. Take a laser. Jamie, do not look. Look on the wall there. And get a chalk. I'm gonna lock down the ways.
The laser's gone.
It's on the back of your head.
Oh, right. Well, it's going to the side.
Oh, really? And dropping. So it dropped and went to the left. Maybe it's because these two surfaces aren't square, because that's not square to the wall. I don't know. No, it shouldn't do, right? The light, regardless of the angle that it's on, should reflect the same way. Right, like it's like that. It's the same thing. It's out of my pay grade, that's for sure. Let's try doing some cutting. Definitely nicer to cut on. Everything sounds better. There's not that same wiggle wobble going on, but again, like I said, we're not through the storm yet. Because I don't think it's cutting level still. And it appears that the head isn't trammed right, because it's cutting more on the back edge of the cutter on these teeth than it is these teeth. That whole head is twisted up a little bit. All right. We got the nod of the mill much better.
I can tell because of the cross-hatching on the cut. Right, so it is a lot better,
but I can't get the head of this cutter past the end of the workpiece because this won't extend any further, 1. And 2, this is about to contact that. When we remounted this anvil, it looks like I was about an inch too far back that way, so what can you do?
Well, what can you do? What are you going to do?
Oh, I think potentially ruin everything I just set up and slide this further forwards. I don't know, what else am I going to do?
It's no bloody room.
We're about to run out of room, aren't we, lad? Yeah, it was that. So for some reason, this piece that was in here was stopping that from moving any further. You know, I am hopeful that once we've got it all set up, it cuts straight, we can make cuts level to the anvil. We should be on the home straight. There shouldn't be too many major snags along the way. Good, we can get clearance now.
so my plan now is I make a plane across this top of it. I realize it's better I do it up here instead of inside the dovetail where it's really critical. Here it doesn't matter so much. I'm gonna make a plane
That I can put this level on. I'm then gonna see how much I need to alter the level to make it
read the same as the base.
Then we're going to adjust the base in the opposite direction to mean that we hopefully cut surfaces that are parallel between all of this and the base. Does that make sense? Bloody well hope so. And I hope it's the right thing to do. Right. Using the shim stock and the level, I calculated that we need to lift 0.8 millimeters from here, because that is the current gap for level as it stands.
Frickin' get some. We've done it. So I indicate this in. This is reading 0.02 millimeters. I come across here to my 0.8 millimeter shim. It's reading 0.03 millimeters. That means that now, hopefully, it will cut what will become a level surface.
Right, we are making progress. It is happening. These two surfaces have been machined and are level. Ooh, it makes me happy. And I have to say,
You can see it tells a little bit of a picture about how the grinding was. Up to you to decide if that's close or far. I think, for having ground it with an angle grinder, that's pretty good. On this side, that lip is particularly consistent.
so I guess that shows that a little bit of gumption with the angle grinder isn't the end of the world. It is achievable to make something flat, and it could have been made even better with more time and effort. Anyway, all we're gonna hopefully use the angle grinder for now is just blending these machine surfaces into there if we want to make it look clean. But with these machine surfaces, I can now come down here. We can get the base flattened off, or maybe we start machining on the sides here. We have a ridiculous amount of material to take off here, and our janky setup is going to be just fabulous fun again, of course. I'd say on this side, we have to slice off about 15 millimeters, or 5/8 of an inch, a little less than that. On this side here, it's gonna be even worse because of that little pocket they used for indexing the die. Almost an inch, 25 millimeters needs to come off there. So let's say we start on the hard one. And then any mistakes we make, we've got an extra 10 millimeters of fudge factor. So now we've got to decide which tool do we use. That's some expensive tooling right there. These extra length ball end mill, extra length regular end mill, 16 millimeter diameter. These things are expensive. Or do I take one of these slightly smaller face mills, perhaps, to hog it out? Now we've decided that it'd be most interesting for you, the viewer, to see a different tool in the milling machine. And we like to make our machining choices based on what is visually stimulating to you and the camera, as opposed to what's actually technically correct. This might be technically correct, it might not be. But you know what it's gonna be, Jamie?
Cool looking.
It's gonna be very cool. Give me like 2 minutes, I'm gonna quickly mill the bottom. Okay, now time for this. Get this head twisted to 8 degrees. That was just one loose bolt. Oh, I tipped it the wrong bloody way. 4, 3, 2, 8.0. We were time-lapsing, so you missed my expletive, but let's play a game of count the flutes. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? This is meant to be a 4th flute. Where did the 3rd one go? Oh wait, I snapped it. Because I'm a grade A certified world's best tool breaker. Oh my goodness!
Hey, at least you got your own iron filings for the next time you make canister Damascus.
Yeah, exactly. Our own cast iron filings. Oh my goodness. Well, that is what an afternoon of machining will get you. A lot of iron dust. But check it out. We indeed found that the end mill was awful. And so instead of cutting on this face with an end mill, we've been cutting straight down, and it works a treat.
Although it's very slow.
It's so slow, but it's faster than the end mill was going to be, and cheaper, because I haven't broken any more end mills since I switched to that.
Because you're not using an end mill.
No. Really appreciate all the help that you guys have been giving us down in the comments. Also been getting some great advice from John Nicholson at Massey Forging, so thank you all. Thank you, John. It's bloody getting there. Let's finish off these dovetails in the next one. And thank you to Nord for sponsoring this video. Check them out down below. See you guys.